What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the garage. So it's been quite a long time since I've actually worked on the Subaru, and honestly just thinking about all the work that needs to be done, it's overwhelming. And I don't know, I'm sure some of you guys have felt that way when you have a bit of a project and it just seems never ending, and you look at the boxes and all the parts that you've got and you're just like, oh man, how am I gonna finish that? But it's time to get back in the saddle and get this thing back on the road. It's driving me crazy not driving it, so figured I'd jump back into it with a fairly simple project, and that's installing the turbo blanket onto the stock turbo here. And yeah, I thought I'd just make a quick little video for you guys. And yeah, it's a fairly simple install. There are a couple little tricks to it, so yeah, let's get to it. So you did see this in my big giant unboxing video, but just in case you missed that, this is the part number here, just the plain lava blanket, and the wire. I didn't go for the springs or anything like that. As you can see, sticker here, and here's the wire that you actually use to fasten it. And the turbo blanket itself, and again, the part number right there on the front. That's basically what's in the box. That's what you get. And there are detailed instructions online in case you want those. All right, so once you've got your wire unraveled, straighten out these little ends here. This is fairly easy to work with. It's not too bad to unravel and straighten out these little ends here. Pliers definitely will come in handy for this. What you want to do to start is head to the thin end here, take one of these buttons and wrap the wire around several times just to kind of lock it in place. The use of some pliers definitely help here. And just be careful handling this stuff, because there can be some exposed wire, so just be mindful of that as you're tugging this stuff all around. So, and now that we've got it all wrapped around, you want something like this just to lock it in place. And next, we're going to wrap this in a figure 8 pattern. Oops. Like so. Actually, you might want it to go around this way to come through the middle. So. And there we go, something like that. And now we can move on to the car. So looking at the car, of course, if the only thing that you're doing is the turbo blanket, you're going to, of course, need to remove the intercooler and all the heat shielding surrounding the turbo. There's tons of videos out there. I think I might even have a video on it, but yeah, so you'll need to do all that before you get to the turbo blanket. So next up, we'll take our end with the wire. Hopefully you can see this. And we'll feed it down in between the transmission and the turbo. And might get stuck on there, so you may have to get under the car just to guide this through. Just a warning. You may want to have your car lifted before you start this on jack stands or a ramp. I'm just gonna jump down and pull that through. So you should be left with something that kind of looks like that. The wire's gone down under the turbo and back up and is poking out up there, and you'll just have the blanket kind of laying like that just for now. So next, while tugging on the wire that is down and around the end of the turbo, we'll sort of take this flared end and tuck it around the wastegate arm. Sort of moving it into position like so. And using this wire back here to kind of feed it down and around. Making sure that it is tight up against the turbo. So now that you've got your blanket tightly wrapped around the turbo, you basically just want to secure this wire, which is quite long still, in the same fashion that we did initially, to anchor to the narrow end of the blanket. And you know, in typical Subaru fashion, this might be a bit tricky because this is quite tight in here, but just be patient and you will get it. And once you've got your wire secured, go ahead and trim off the excess like so. And we'll just push this little extra bit down. And there you go. That is your turbo blanket installed on your factory location turbo. So now that this is installed, I believe you can go ahead and reinstall your factory heat shield. You can definitely install some aftermarket heat shields if you want to, or just leave it like this. And then go ahead and reinstall your intercooler and whatnot, and you're good to go. Get one last look at that. That's it for that install, and thanks for watching.